Hi, my friends. Good evening, good morning. I hope everyone is doing really great. All right. So, this video is for universities receiving the keys of sites that are closing down. Can be commercial sites, churches, and every other location, such as also as previous government offices. They have to close down. They also need to have their 2 days clean up and close down, because we're not going to have any of them. Everywhere we're going to focus on universities, right? And if the county does not have any university, they will go to a Waldorf school. If they do not have a Waldorf school with at least until the 4th grade, kindergarten until the 4th grade, they are going to the biggest school in the county. Okay, that's how we're going to do. Very big cities, like 1 million or 2 million inhabitants, they already need to be organized by neighborhoods. So the neighborhood's gonna be their new counties. So I'm going to tell you how we're going to be the numbers. The approximate number for now will be up to 80,000 inhabitants, okay? So if a county has more than that, you already have to divide, into the main neighborhood or something like that, so you have an idea, all right? So you will be going, if you don't have university, you go to Waldorf school. You don't have a Waldorf school, you go to the biggest school of your neighborhood or your county according to the numbers I just said. So you're gonna have the documentation the same way as I said for church. So the volunteers that are typing gonna be exactly the same. Number of people. For commercial sites, gonna be number of people they usually attend per month. Customers, right? They already attend per month. How much was the regular budget in and out? I forgot to say for churches as well. How much is the regular income, monthly income? How much was their monthly expenses, including salaries for secretary or for church leaders if they have any, landscape company or cleaning couple, whichever they have, okay? All right, and for the government offices, the same thing. So we usually attend that amount of people over the phone, that amount of people over in person, okay? Just an estimate. All right, along the year. If there is a specific month that they have too many people, such as for taxes in the beginning of the year or for anything else, so they're gonna say, with exception of this and that month, that we usually receive that amount of people. I also forgot to say for churches and for government offices and also for commercial sites, for everyone. They also need to include the day they open and how many people were during that time. Okay, for everything else will be exactly the same for everyone. They need to give the documents asked, the keys, the pictures, and the mini videos sent online. So I also forgot to say the pictures, they also gonna scan and send to that same email with the mini videos and every single document that they are giving to the university. So they will have a copy online already before they turn them into the university. Everyone gonna do that, okay? So you scan. So to be practical, we are going to do, if you turn in all the documentation until 4 p.m. and not 2 p.m. anymore. Why is that? Because some countries, people need really to get buses, go far away, one place is far from another. So they need a deed, they need to print this picture somewhere, they need to scan everything before they go to the university. And for everyone the same. If the deed gonna take up to 48 hours to get ready, the university gonna make a new paper. This deed was received on that day, okay? The form that are given with all the documents soon after, on the first business day after the 2 cleanup days, will also include a line for the deed. The deed was a little square, was not a little square in the front, right, given on this day. So the university person receiving those documents, we already check one box or one square or the other square, right? Here's an improvement. The neighborhood gonna be your neighborhood up to 40,000, not 80 as I said, because 80 is too much. I'm trying to, and afterwards at our website we are going to figure out what will be the most appropriate, because we have many different realities. Some cities are all packed, compact with many buildings in a small area. They already have, 80,000 people. So just do the best you can. If you are in this very compact city, just bring to the biggest the closest university, or if you don't have, bring to the biggest school, right? Waldorf or regular big school. All right, the university during these 4 weeks, the university new department directors will have some homework, even that is to stay home 4 weeks planting, but they can take 1 hour every day to get the basic things organized according to what was agreed between their team, right? The headquarters assistant teams. The ones that already formed, they need to do this homework. Or even 4 hours every afternoon. So they're going to work in the garden 4 hours every morning. They work in the afternoon 4 hours. Volunteers and also team leaders, headquarters assistant teams, and the university 10 department directors if they were already elected, or if they're already waiting to be approved. So they will work every afternoon for 4 hours, 2 to 6. So let's already establish that. If they do not have much work, can be 2 to 4 or 4 to 6. So during their lunch break, they're going to already set up any appointment that's still needed, or get anything ready or study for their presentation if they did not have their voting presentation yet, and so on. So what will be their homework? For those that are deciding what to do with each building of their county, they will already be studying and communicating over emails, over their phone, because no one gonna have laptops at home anymore. So what we are going to do, they're going to search, get information. They will have access to that email that was sent with all the pictures, all the mini videos, so they have idea of the details of the buildings, right? So one group will be in charge of, for example, all closing churches, all closing government offices, all the closing places. And the other group gonna be already checking what is needed, how many schools, how many adult education, universities is needed according to the area they live and the buildings that were already made, right? We want to use all these buildings, so most likely the big government buildings or big churches that were closed down, or big businesses that were closed down, cannot open anymore, will be the universities and big schools, for example. And the smallest ones, most likely, gonna be what? Preschools, adult education, or small plazas, whichever, the least remodeling needed. All right, before or after these 4 weeks, the couples, the 10 department couples for the university, for the schools, and every other location that is closed down, they're going to be studying, organizing, getting paper ready, submitting to the right emails. The right emails will already be offered, right, from the university, which email that we are going to have details as soon as the website is ready, how those new emails going to be set up. If we don't have the information at the website yet, just create one email for that reason, and then you're going to forward to the exact email that we're going to tell on at the website, okay? With the initials I said, letters for the county, the state, the country, so we know what those emails are related to. Because the headquarters assistant team for all those universities is going to be checking them afterwards, if they were really done. So one thing is the documents the most appropriate couple going to be receiving afterwards. The headquarters assistant team, the elected and approved headquarters assistant team, that also going to be department directors, going to be checking all this information. So everyone needs to do their job really properly as asked, okay? Thank you. Okay, so everyone is studying, getting their documentation ready to and applying to be the couples, the 10 new department directors for each of those locations. They already know, everyone already know which location is going to be closed down, right? So they already have to study, apply, okay? Before the 4 weeks, the university will already have one piece of paper for each site that will close down. I think that's the best. So gonna be 4 packets. One with all the churches of your county or your neighborhood, one with all that's gonna be closed down, one with all government office that will close down, one with all commercial sites that will close down, with all the business that's gonna be open, right? So they're going to have a set, okay? And those that already turn in all their documentation to this specific site, they already, only if it's all, everything completed, they can already sign up on those 4 packets, okay? If the university already have time, they can do this online, right? They can do this online. If the families have all requirements, the yes form and everything, they're applying to be department directors, everything, they're going to be open. They can apply and, of course, send the proof of the originals of all their documents as soon after these 4 weeks at home. Okay, so after this 4 weeks at home, if the university has too many properties to get department directors approved, we're going to do this way. The first 2 weeks, they will have 2 weeks with 4 meetings and for only 4 places, 4 locations, just for them to get used to, right? And after that, they are going to do a set of every 2 weeks with 4 meetings for 8 companies, okay? Because I think that's sustainable, that's reasonable, right? If they have more than that, because we really don't know, right? If they have more than that, they will have 2 or 4 more weeks with all the others, right? They will divide whichever they are, 8 and 8, or 10 and 8, or 8 and 10, whichever they are, okay? Or 8 and 20, okay? So they have to finish on those total of up to 8 weeks after the 4 weeks at home. Because during this time will be plenty of time for people to already have all their documentation ready, right? Because some people might be applying for one position, they won't get it, but they do have great points, so they can apply for another one. For all the first places will be first come, first served. And which one are those? The schools. The priority of all is to have the 4 educational sites ready for people to start studying, learning about our program, how to apply, study their area, right, their basics for the position they are applying to. Also for those applying to be team leaders for the 28 weeks and so on. So I believe that up to 8 weeks will be plenty of time for everyone to have all the department directors ready, and also all the team leaders needed for everything that we can imagine for the 28 weeks, cleanup weeks, volunteer weeks. All right, so during the 4 weeks at home, those that are interested to go to to be department director of a specific location, they can also meet. That's fine. You know, if they believe that they have all the documentation, they already checked, they can meet because it's not official anyways. No reports will be made. You know, so for example, people of the same neighborhood applying to be the partner director of the nearby preschool or very close school, or, you know, they can do that. They can plan, they can organize, they can check each other documentation, you know, they can do that, you know. If they have a park close by, they can meet at the park, they can contact other people they know, they already trust to join the meeting. They can do soon as peacefully, you know, it's like a gathering, a friend gathering, right? You don't need to have records of that because you're just planning. The official things will be made at the university. Remember, as soon as you have the organization email, you cannot delete any email. So pay attention with that because all the emails somehow during the week is going to be deleted, completely deleted. So pay attention. You know, so if you already plan, I have already these 10 couples, they're married, probably they have all their documentation, they're healthy, you know, probably they already have great peace points. Okay, we're going to apply to open a school or apply for an existing school. That's fine. Talk to them ahead, you know. You just have to remember the meetings can only be Saturday afternoon or Sunday because during the week you're already busy. You cannot leave your community, right? Or that 2 blocks around your community. You cannot leave that. So some communities are very big. People are going to be working out inside the community. And some, it's okay. They can run around their block. That's okay too, right? But they cannot, there won't be buses. They cannot go more than 2 blocks away from the door of their residential communities. Why is that? To make sure people are together there. So only Saturday afternoon and Sunday, yes, they can walk to a nearby park. If they are talking about the peace program, you know, it's forbidden for people to be complaining, planning anything else, you know, because that's not right. We're doing this work for peace on earth and we need everyone engaged to it. So those meetings for department directors only, you know, people, prospective department directors willing to go to another location. They have up to 2 hours of conversation. You know, I think that's plenty because it's very important for parents to be giving attention to their children as well. Everyone that does have every couple that do have 8 total children, teens, up to 18 years old, they have priority. They have priority above all others. You know, so you're going to start as soon as you still have them, the university in that case. As soon as they have those couples applying, they pass over all others. If they have six children and teens, or if they have teens that are 19 years old, or young adults, that does not count. The priority is to focus on those up to 18 years old. Why is that? Because it's important for, those that are capable to have their children, and soon some of them going to be young adults, the most as possible for this beginning of our work. To be fair, right? Because if somebody going to adopt many teenagers that are 18, 17, and maybe they already have two young adults, that's not fair because soon they're going to already graduate and move, right? Okay, so when couples that do have children up to teens up to 18 years old are not applying anymore, or they don't have 8 total of them, and then others can start to apply. Okay, that's a rule. All right, rule and guidelines for us. So, my dear friends of all countries, I'm sorry for the English, because sometimes I don't pay attention to English, I pay attention to the information I have to give, okay? But those videos are mostly for volunteers that are getting everything ready to be placed at our website. If you're watching that ahead and you're not a volunteer, so please understand, go ahead and get things done with all our guidelines from the posted video on our YouTube channel. Thank you for your comprehension. And I really apologize, okay? Thank you. But I want also to say that I'm really doing the best I can, and our website is going to be really neat and organized with a great English, okay? Thank you. Also, all the other sites that I already said we're going to close down, I'm going to repeat. Those are other videos, okay? I just said a few for you to have an idea. Thank you. Okay, so here I have another improvement. For the couples that apply the first thing and do have 8 children, teens up to 18 years old, those with most points will get the position they're applying for. First come, first serve according to the 10 departments that are being offered. It's okay if they do not know the department they are getting, right? They never study, but something that they're willing to do, they have, if they don't have the information, they have to pass the simple online test first at the university, okay? If they're applying for something that's already on that area, for example, they completed master's or a doctorate in an education field, right? Education area, and they're going to be teachers, that's okay. Or applying for quite a few departments of the 10 department directors. The same for all others, if it's already part of their work. Okay? So, every couple, need to have master's or doctorate. So you're going to apply. Everyone that has those degrees also will be combined with their peace points and 8 total children teens. After that will be those with 8 total children, teens, young adults with a master's or doctorate, with the most peace points for that category. We will have a template at our website that when people sign up, the app will already guide, place people in a proper position. So will be the first come, first serve. And they have to be also in a walking distance and own their own property. So details on that going to be on a website. So I think the best is for everyone to be approved. Yeah, here's an improvement for everyone. Universities, sites that are closed down, it's already done this way. So for everyone, they will have their test and points, everything as will be established and guided at our website after, and tests to be done of everything according to the area they are applying to after the 4 weeks family at home for planting. Okay? I said planting, but of course I already said other things they have to do during those 4 weeks, studying and setting appointments and doing online tests. So everyone can do their online tests at their cell phones. And afterwards they have to do their test at the university, written test in a piece of paper and also online test, right? With supervision, okay? So the headquarters, we also have time to check any details just to be better, right? And have everything online during these 4 weeks. So what you can do, you have your cell phone and you have all those videos posted. So some information at the website we might put already on the beginning, the first few days, and some details might get more towards the end of those 4 weeks. But you already can study for the department you're applying to, okay? Study really a lot. We are going to do, the headquarters going to do the best as possible to have the tests ready, okay? Online, like a quiz, for people to have an idea, right? But of course, the ones that they will be doing at the university gonna be harder, right? For team leaders. Okay, tests that will be done at the adult education for team assistants, right? For the 28 weeks cleanup. And also, everyone can study in the afternoon. Children, teens, everyone can read books, and families also, parents also need their 20 minutes playtime at their own residential community. If it's not a gated community, they have to play at their own street and not far away, not at parks. They have to play right there in front of their homes if they don't have a backyard. But if they do have a backyard or front yard, they're going to play at their own house, okay? Focus on your family, and of course have some time for English classes, as I said before, that they can organize, in front of someone that has a big yard. You can never enter the person's house. According to your reality, you can use the front of someone's front yard with a folding table, of a picnic table, or sitting on a floor, whichever you have, or just bring chairs. Everyone bring your own chairs. You can make a circle there for you to start learning English, and those are the afternoon. Everything related to the garden will be in the morning. Garden meetings for planning, garden meetings for really working, garden meetings for cutting wood, installing, calculating. That's the morning, from 7 o'clock in the morning until 11. All right, that's the morning. Everything related to planting, okay? Because people need to organize, set up, and make a good plan, right? And things should already be purchased ahead of time before these 4 weeks, because there will be no delivery during these 4 weeks. Nothing, no stores going to be open. No stores of any type going to be open. No previous courthouses, no universities or schools, no one. Restaurants, everything gonna be closed down. So everyone gonna have the 2 days cleanup before the 4 weeks at home, okay? Everyone. So those 2 days need to be much before November, until November 8th. As soon as you have the notice video, get it done. Get the other videos related to your site, right? Get it cleaned up, get it done. And also your house. 2 days for your house cleanup will be the same day. The best as possible, because some people have so much to do at their work, such as business owners, that they're going to come home exhausted. So in those cases are acceptable that the following 2 days will be for the house cleanup. For business owners and people that are in charge of companies, such as big managers or government sites, the priority will be their work, their business, 2 days cleanup, and soon after the 2 days cleanup of their own house, okay? The other thing is for commercial owners, business owners. Yes, they can bring a business car or family car to complete any empty out things, and yes, they can use. And also some people that work there, because it's better for them to have people that they already trust, even that they were using their family cars, that's okay, instead of hiring other people that they don't know who they are. So that's fine. They can use family cars, they can use company cars, vehicles, right? Different types of vehicles, as soon as they clean up everything. And for all those sites that are closing down, the only items that will stay are those basic things for everyone, they say, because the other video I mentioned that's for just for churches, but it's not. It's for everyone. So it's just a very small, use soap, just a little bit, right? Cotton kitchen towel, and also for the bathroom, a soap and a towel, a hand towel, and 2 or 4, two is enough, toilet papers in each bathroom, okay? That will be plenty and enough for the new owners. So I already will say that the computers, laptops, printers will stay at that location until will be decided what that location will be. It is mandatory for all places that are closing down to have 2 new keys. The main key, such as the same as I said for the church, the street gate or the main building, and also a new key for the office where all these computers and printers will be located. On the sentence that I said for the church, but it's also for all business that are closing, the closing document, right, also need a statement that the church, at least 4 people gonna sign that paper, that all computers were properly have a factory reset, okay, that all the apps, everything was taken out. They also have to state that the internet was canceled, really canceled, and the date, the name of the company, and also the email and customer service telephone number. Because after those 4 weeks, all the internet system for all cities of all countries gonna be different, gonna already be the peace internet service. So the keys, the 2 new keys will be only 2, independent of the type of building you have. According to your reality, you're gonna choose the office that the printers and computers are located, such as room, you just combine them all there. And the other most important key, such as I think the building, the front of the building, or the street main gate, of course if you have big walls according to the location, or the main building itself. Okay, now, for big schools and universities, everyone gonna close. Some people have hundreds of computers, so just let them be as they are, because those places already have walls or enough cameras, right? Or enough metal bars, right, for the property limit line. So that's fine. Just leave as they are, the security. Only if really, really needed, you will make 4 new keys, okay? Because some countries, some cities or some countries not really safe. So do the 4 new keys: gate, main building, or even a second building, okay? And if it's needed, you make 4 for each building. That's okay, because some universities, they have many, many buildings, and they're all going to be closed down for 4 weeks. Here's also an update for cameras that you already have on all those sites. Everyone going to be closed for 4 weeks. So for security reason, it's forbidden to leave your neighborhood. We are not having any meeting of any type in any park. Because if people go to the park and then they can pass to other neighborhoods, we don't want this to happen. Okay, so no one can have family gatherings or fun time in parks or meetings in parks of any type. They're gonna stay in their own neighborhood. If you have a park right across the street or at your own street, then it's okay, it's part of your neighborhood, right? But if you have a gated community, you can only go around your own block. Okay, if you do not have inner street. If you have inside your community, you have good streets, you're gonna run inside your community and not outside your gated community, okay? Communities that do not have a gate are not gated community. People can only go around their own block. Not 2 blocks far away, not 4 blocks far away, their own block over and over should be plenty for those 4 weeks, because people need to focus to do their garden work. So according to your reality, if it's hot, you can run, so it's summer, according to the hemisphere you are, so you can run from, if it's safe, 5 to 6. If it's not safe, if you can do 6 to 7, or in the afternoon, 5 to 6, okay? All right. Yeah, we have an improvement here. English classes being taught at their own neighborhood in the afternoon, 2 to 4 or 4 to 6, will be for free. Because right now, during these 4 weeks, we cannot deal with money and we cannot deal with peace points. Everything will have the proper information at the website with all details during these 4 weeks. So, these teaching classes won't be their own titles, everyone sitting tables. No, are games, okay? So they can already gonna follow the basic instruction for English classes already posted at the Peace Organization website. But will be games, over and over games, vocabularies, small sentences, okay? So you're gonna play games. So if you focus more on the young children, because it's gonna be for families. Parents cannot go without their children, their teens, all right? Okay? All right. So some games can be at the pool if you have it. Some games can be at the grassy area. Some games can be at the playground or at the garden you're building, okay? All right. So different parents can lead different games. So you can have a couple for every 20 minutes, or a couple every 30 minutes, or a couple for every hour, depending on how many people are interested to teach. So the first 2 days of these 4 weeks, have a meeting. Let's set already a time. Have a meeting from 4 to 6. I think that's reasonable, right? For those 2 first days. So everyone that do speak English from the residential community, they're gonna meet. Where they're gonna meet? At their main meeting location, that will be the clubhouse, if you have any, or a park across the street, if you have one, or, an office, by the office, if you have one, because some people do not have a clubhouse, but they have an office. So basically is that. Some communities do not have any of that, right? They're single family homes in a rural area. So meet in front of a house that you used to have some meetings, such as board members, in front of the house. It's okay. You cannot enter. You're going to be close to the gate, but you cannot enter the person's bathroom, kitchen, living room, or any space, even veranda if it's really close to their main door. If it's a very big veranda, and the doors of the house gonna be really locked with a key, then it's okay for shade purpose. If there is really not other tree. In some rural areas, they might also can go to a empty lot that belongs to the county, public lot, right? And if they trim the grass, right, the weeds, and they can sit under a tree. So those are just basic idea. Of course, you're gonna choose the best one. If you believe that not too many people came on that first Monday, you're still gonna complete the schedule and program on Tuesday, the same time, 4 to 6. Okay? Let's put 4 o'clock, because the meeting might finish in 20 minutes and might finish in 1 hour. So let's do Monday and Tuesday, 4 o'clock, at the best location of your residential community. Okay, so all the games, let's put all the games for 4 o'clock. Shall we do that? All the games for 4 o'clock. And you can do 4 to 5 or 4 to 6 according to your reality, right? Because some communities might be very big, some very little, and some might already know English, just need to be studying the improvements, right? Or just do games, because games is fun anyways. Outside learning games, positive games, okay? And for families that already speak English, can help others. And if everyone already speak English, right, is a native language or common to know English, they can do learning games for their plants, for the fruits and veggies, nutrients they have, and things like that. Not to be overwhelmed, but just to have some basic information. 5 to 6 will be games in English, but we've already focused on the rules and guidelines for the organization, okay? So it'll be different. You see the difference there? So 4 to 5 will be games for vocabularies, the first sentences, focus in verbs, right? Things for English itself. And 5 to 6, also games, but already according to the organization rules and guidelines for the departments. When you're doing these two separate types of games, you can have a small group of younger children, and you can also have on the side a group of teens. The parents gonna be with the younger children, right? You can have 2 or 4 different teams, but right there beside each other. If it's too many, you have other group of set of four groups in another location, okay, if the circles for the games are too big, for example. But the parents are right there beside their children, teens, and young adults at all times. Okay, so you're gonna have 2 or 4 groups, but the parents are right there, few meters away. They cannot go to another area. The games to be learning about the organization get simple things. Simple things. What are the most important for safety? And then the children are going to raise their hand and answer. Everyone can say 2 things. Then they say 2, and then the teacher, the guiding couple, can ask another one for 2, for 2, for 2. So everyone can do this type of games, even that the website won't have all the details yet. Hopefully we will, but there are really many details for many different things. So you're just gonna follow the instructions from the YouTube videos posted until all the details are placed properly at our website. The couples that are leading those English and organization teams, right, will be doing everything in English the best as possible, translate the least as possible, and they will already have a records book. How many people came, how many of those 4 different age groups I already said before, okay? 0 to 4, 5 to 12, 13 to 19, and 14 to 19. It's an improvement here. I think that will be better. And then 20 to 64, and then 65 and above. I think that's really good and reasonable. And then you're just gonna write 4 sentences or so with the games you did. Your main focus was this and that, such as, for example, the main focus was vocabulary. You're going to say the main focus was verbs. The main focus was safety items. Tell 2 safety items for planting. Tell 2 safety items for cleaning the house. Okay, simple things like that. So pay attention what you're doing. Don't sleep in a wet floor. Things like that. Okay, that's very simple. Every parent can do that. They have the basic information, they already can lead those teams. All right? This records book will already belong to the community. So every day they're going to do the records book for the morning work, the garden work, how many people came for these 4 different age groups, and in the afternoon, 4 to 5 and 5 to 6 separately, how many came, how many attended, at what was the basic games offered. And always have for adults to sign, for parents to sign, 2 couples, okay? Who is going to lead the garden work during these 4 weeks? Because we don't have yet the 10 department director couples. So who is going to lead? You're also going to have meetings on Monday and Tuesday for basic planning, because you already should order everything before that time the best as possible. A lot of wood, a lot of things, right? And you're also going to be cutting wood, trimming, and you already need a chainsaw on site the best as possible. You already have a wood shredder, to make mulch with all the wood you have, and, things like that. Shovels and rakes, because, everything that's possible, okay? A small tractor to pull up the grass, because some places they have like golf courts, huge golf areas. So those places that have too much, they will need a real tractor. They're gonna set up the time. So these first 2 days will be meetings the whole day, okay? So to plan, organize, and then see if they're gonna divide in 2 different groups, 4, 6, or 8, according to how big is your community, because some neighborhoods are huge, okay? So the idea is to have maybe up to 60 people or so. No more than that's needed. So that's just to have an idea, 60 or 80, right? People, counting teens and adults. And after that, other people gonna be making other groups. Okay, so just do the best you can. Of course, you're gonna start with the most important. If some people can already start some garden beds, to grow sprouts as soon as possible, go ahead. If you have too many trees, for example, you need to be cut that down first. Make sure the children are playing and talking with other families far away, right? That's very important. Or inside their homes if it's really close by. So make sure you make a very good plan. You have meetings the whole morning from 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock, right? Or 8 to 12. That's okay as well, right? 8 to 11:55. Yeah, let's do for everyone like that. 8 to 11:55, the work for Monday and Tuesday, okay? Meetings, meetings, meetings. So you're going to start with a general meeting and about the gardens, how you're going to do, what they need to be trimmed, the order of things. That's the morning. So, and then in the afternoon, you already have 4 to 5, 5 to 6, who's going to do, who's going to say, okay. From 2 to 4, you're also going to have specific meetings. 2 to 4 are going to be only for the team leaders, right? So who wants to apply for this and that position? Who wants to be in charge of cutting the trees? Who wants to be in charge of the gardens? Okay, so the team leaders, and then for those that applied, 2, 3, 4 couples, they're gonna see who is the most capable of leading that work. All right. Also, 2 to 4 will be the team leaders for food, because some families might have really a lot of food, because some neighborhoods, they have, families that do have a lot of food purchase ahead. Some perishable, non-perishable, okay, and they're willing to share. They bought in purpose, knowing already that many people would be very busy or no time or no money to purchase. Okay, all right, so they're gonna have this meeting. I think basically is that all groups of all types need to address safety. 100% safe. They have to be 100% safe. And check the video I'm gonna post about safety. But it is, if you're working with chainsaw, the mother will stay inside their own homes, right? Inside their own homes with their children and teens, and outside will only be men working that already had proper training. Already did that before, pay attention what you're doing. If you don't have 100% all the materials you need, proper ropes for the trees to fall on a proper location, for example, not towards a building, don't do it. Just wait. Do what is 100% safe, such as small trees, all the shrubs, all the bushes you can take out. Okay, you can do that. Also, you can also start, you're gonna see, according to reality, how would be the best way would be to do what is the most simple, and fast, such as start some garden beds at this location, so the children can be planting and playing around, or we'll start putting down the big trees first. So you have to see according to a reality, because you might have many trees really close to homes, or they might be far away or no trees at all, right? Okay. The other thing is for you to check those videos and add anything according to reality for safety, okay? The video for safety, it's a different one, gonna have details. Many safety items were already posted with regular videos. People in charge will be the team leaders for food, so they can organize what will be the best according to reality. Each family to eat their own food, and as I said, remember I said people that do not have family, they will sit at a certain location and wait for someone to bring something, right? But if they already have their notice, they should have food. Donated or purchased, they should have their own food ahead of time. So at the records book of that community, you're going to have the 4 types of records kept from those 4 types of meetings for that Monday and Tuesday, and for all other special meetings that will be needed. But afterwards, going to be shorter ones, right? Just for updates. So the morning for garden, 2 to 4 for team leaders, 4 to 5 for English games, and 5 to 6 for organization information games. Games for the organization handbooks. Handbook items. So remember to purchase this records book ahead of time. Have enough blue pens, ballpoint blue pens, 10 or so, right? Because there's going to be a lot to be written. And make sure if you think your community is going to be divided, already purchase 2 or 4 books, whichever it's you think will be enough, okay? Because we are just having about 240 apartments, or 220 or even 180, okay? If you live in a region, you and your neighbors don't have much money, purchase regular notebooks, that's fine, number them, that will be good as well, all right? Have always the proper signature, and one of you should be able to have a padding for the fingerprint. All important signatures for this Monday and Tuesday, and towards the end of these 4 weeks will be the 2 other days as well. 2 other days for closing meetings. So those first 2 days and the last 2 days, people need to use their have at least, let's say, 8 couples signing, okay, because those are very special ones. All the other meetings between, just 4 couples sign, it's enough. If it's really many people, 8 people, always 8 people sign, okay? All right. So you also might have some family members with you. So really pay attention, be safe, because for example, nuns, monks, priests, if they cannot find a location for them, such as hotel, it's better for them to be at your house, right? Or in a hotel close by, so that's reason. But nobody gonna be working at the hotel. Sorry, nobody can be at hotel. So they have to be at your house, right? The safest location possible. Nobody can sleep in a regular sleeping clothes, pajamas. They have to sleep with regular jeans, right? If they are siblings, even that they are couples, for some reason they don't have their house or something. So be considerate and be safe. Talk to them. Be very organized with time to use the bathroom and things like that, because those people cannot stay where they were, right? Such as places such as nursing homes or hospice, people that came from surgeries or from hospital care or whichever it is. Some, the good, the ones that are not so harmful, were already released from jail. So you have to see. Only accept if you think that will work, because that's hard to say 100% safe. But you're gonna make it happen to be 100% safe, because they cannot be on the street, right? The other thing is, if you have tents, you don't clean up and know that those people are going to be coming to your house, that's the only option they have, that's okay. Keep the tent, and you can put right close to your apartment. No, you cannot have tents. They have to go to sleep in your living room. I think that's the safest. Okay, yes, no tents of any type. You have to clean up all the tents, camping stuff during the 2 weeks cleanup. Okay? So, mostly is that. No one can stay hotels. All hotels are closed. Now, rental homes is different. They can already give to someone to stay there during these 4 weeks, and then afterwards they go to their proper location, or they're already going to stay there. The main thing, you, the owner of the house, you and your spouse, gonna talk to the guests that you're having from one family or from another, to be really respectful and polite. That's the main thing, okay? Because everyone's gonna have a lot of time outside, so that's not a main concern. To have anxiety or depression, that's not the main case. I don't think so, because everyone's going to be taking sun, having games, having meetings, have many different things to do, okay? Even in places that do not have a pool, because the game's going to be really important. Be with your children, teens at all times, okay? If needed, put your young children to sleep at your own bedroom, right? And give the other bedroom to this couple you're receiving, if it's a couple. If they're single, they can sleep in the living room, that's fine. Already tell them they have to sleep with long pants. If it's burning hot, such as countries that do not have air conditioning, you don't even have a fan, then it's okay. They can sleep with long shorts if they cover themselves up. And you, the couple, are not going to the kitchen. So already tell that it's forbidden for everyone to be eating at night. You can have your dinner 7 or 8 maximum. Try to be at 7. Everyone gonna eat really well, and all the children go to bed at 8 and make quiet time. 8 or 9 o'clock. Quiet time for everyone. So you get up really early, 4, 5, or 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay? And see according to your reality, because it's very different if you're having young people, such as a Buddhist monk, right, that came back, or is your nephew, didn't have time to go to their real family, to this other country, or across the country, whichever is your reality. Can be very different than an elder, your own mother, grandmother, right? So you're just gonna get this information and do the best you can according to your reality. Do not give your own bedroom to anyone. You, the spouse, keep the best bedroom, the one that have a bathroom in it, right? The suite, let's say. Keep to yourself. Do not give even to an elder. Do not give to others. You can give the children's bedroom to an elder. Yes, you can do that. Or to a couple you're receiving. But if they're young or middle age, they will be fine in a living room. And have your own meetings. After these 2 first days, this Monday and Tuesday, that's for the community, to have all the basics already set up. Have your meetings every day, 2 to 4, from the 3rd day on. You can talk again, and every dinner time, before or after dinner, you also have 10, 20 minutes, 40 minutes to organize your family, right? And make improvements every day is needed. Okay, so look, I talked to my husband, or I talked to my wife, or we talked, and we are going to improve this and that. Okay? All right? Be safe, be organized, and that will be great. And basic thing, cleaning, laundry, have always the kitchen neat and clean. Okay? So basically is that. Thank you so much, and get ready for the organization launching day on November 11th, 2022. Okay, so I forgot to add something about the business owners, churches are closing down, all the places that are closed down, including the government sites, museums, schools, everything, universities themselves. When the previous owners, whichever they were, will be saying about the last document with all the basic information, they have to say how many cameras they have. So if they're really huge, for example, a very big school or a very big university or things like that, they're gonna say, we have that amount of keys outside the property, because that's the main thing you need, right? And we have about that amount of side inside the rooms. All right, so if they're very big, they have to make details. Building 1, this and that. Building 2, this and that, like university and very big schools. And of course, government sites as well. If they're small, they can just make more in a more simplified way. All right, the previous owners, I'm gonna give them separately, because the outside video is gonna be checked more often than the inside videos. So they have to already give the information separately, okay, of all the inside ones and all the outside ones. They cannot be monitoring the property anymore. They cannot have any connection to their own cell phones anymore. The university gonna do that. They are going to find people, teachers, students, to be monitoring those locations according where they live, or according to their disposition, right? Or according to if they're really called to do that work, connected to their own cell phones, because no one gonna have laptops at home anymore, or computers. The people that will be turning in the documents and the keys to the university have to make sure, or even another couple can come, to make sure that the people that are receiving the link of those cameras really already installed at their own cell phones the sites they're going to be in charge of, right? So the team leader of cameras for the university need to make sure it works. They're already seen on their own cell phones. Some security might use, or most of them might use, have to download an app, or you go to that site, so you have to make sure this couple in charge of the university that's gonna be giving some properties to each of their teachers first, of course, and then after that to the older most capable students, such as masters or doctorate, right? The ones that they can trust the most, the ones that are there for a long time, have good practices, okay? So all this is very important. They're gonna have a sheet to fill out. Couples invited or applying to be monitoring cameras during the 4 weeks. And some others going to be monitoring their own residential communities, the cameras that were already said. All right, so before they leave the university, they're going to spend that few minutes, make sure that the camera couple already know how to use that app, already check, and make sure, they have that information. Some cameras work only on movement, right? They record things only on movement, and some record running time. So when the university couples, the inspectors, will be going during these 2 days to be with them, checking all their cleanup teams, they have to check the cameras on that time. Make sure they work, wave to them, count. Okay, that's very important. All sites that does not have a camera need at least 2. For the outside, at least 2 of them. Go purchase one and install. Need to install both of them. They need to be with the new requirements. They record voice and they also record in color, not black and white. Okay? All right. Okay. So when the couple will be turning in all the things, they already have checked those cameras before. If they already have everything, that's fine. As soon as they can sign that, the university will make a statement. Yes, we already have the link or the site, and we already checked the cameras are working. They need to put the statement on the document I told you earlier. Okay, so even churches in the middle of nowhere and rural areas, yes, put 2 in there. Why? Because we don't want anyone to break in or be living there, because some countries have some situations, right? So go purchase those 2 cameras already installed. Afterwards, they're gonna use these 2 cameras some other places. If it's a poor, very simple church in the middle of nowhere, rural area, the university students get the money themselves or get the money from someone that can give, a teacher or the university itself, purchase those 2 cameras and put them in. If they're really small, right, such as if they have walls and gate, put both at the front. But if they do not have walls or gates, they're gonna need 4, 2 for the back and 2 for the front, or 1 for each corner, something like that. So they are all protected, including windows, right? And the neighbors also, if somebody live right in front of a church or any site of any type they're closing down, they're also gonna be looking. 2 or 4 cameras, that's plenty. We don't need more than that. And bigger places already have their cameras anyways, okay? All right, thank you so much. And we got more updates completed. Thank you. Okay, so now I have an update for previous owners. All previous owners that have to close down. They have to delete, if they have on their site previous images, they have to delete everything. Why is that? Because there is no need, for us to go back and be. All right, so they can only leave the 2 days cleanup and on. All right, nothing else. Why is that? Because what is past, past. If it was bad or good, already passed. According to their own rules and guidelines of the site, according to their country rules and guidelines, law, right? Okay, so we're not going back anymore. What was already bad and reported was, if was not, we're not going back anymore, okay? We are only going to keep the 2 days cleanup and the following recorded videos, okay? All right, and so make sure, if you don't know how to delete previous images of those cameras, previous videos made, contact the company during these 2 days, get it ready, and you have when you give your documents and your keys to the university, you have to get all this done. If you don't know how to do it, if you don't get help from the company, ask someone that's capable from the university to help you and get it done. The other update I want to make is for the families that are staying home during these 4 weeks. We're going to give more guidance on how you can be organized after these 2 first days of meetings, the whole days of meetings, right? So such as laundry, cooking time, planning time, and so on. The good about the end of the day games that every family needs to join 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 games at least 4 times a week, okay? From Monday to Friday, all right? Because Saturday afternoon and Sunday will be free. Oh yes, during these 2 weeks, we're not, during these 4 weeks at home, we're not doing Saturday morning plans because the families already work a lot from Monday to Friday, okay? So Saturday morning can be for cleaning, for laundry, for meetings, for studying, whichever. We're gonna guide you how to do it, and also the machines installed and things like that. Yeah, the machines, I mean, the clothes washers, the clothes dryers, and things like that. Because you, the adults of each community, also gonna get a few things organized the best as possible. Not to remodel, but already get some things organized. So if you have one or another house with washers, already try to install in a location that everyone can use it, right? Such as a house that it's not being used and people can go there, use as a clubhouse for that time. You know, if it's a house for rent, already get authorization before the 4 weeks so you can use. If it's a house that has a veranda, has a laundry room, and it's for rent, yeah, you can use that house. Get authorizations, mandatory for the real estate. For the real estate to give authorization, all right? So if it's a house for rental or for sale, contact them, tell them that's for peace organization. You're gonna have the 4 weeks. They should already know, right? The 4 weeks at home. And use that big house as your clubhouse, right? And if they don't have a washer and dry, because in some countries it's not mandatory to have those things, already put it there, okay? Some of the residents already go install washer there, and a clothesline, every family can have their own. If they have a dryer, put a dryer as well, because we're gonna need, start practicing, right? Many couples did not have the warm medicine yet, so yes, put things on a dryer, get everything washed, dried properly. Some people in rainy season, so if you have a dryer, if you can even install 2 washers and 2 dryers or 4 washers, and it will be better. Get it done so more families can use that big house that you're using as your clubhouse during these 4 weeks until further notice, okay? Families that you are receiving at home, such as a family of a sibling or grandparents, or if they feel comfortable, if there is no mosquito, if it's 100% safe, no snakes or things like that, they can have a hammock at the veranda. That's okay, all right? But no camping tents. Now, the last 2 days, forgot to say. Remember I told you the first 2 days of this 4 weeks at home will be the first Monday and Tuesday, right? That's already decided. The last 2 days for closing meetings gonna be like that. Gonna be the last Thursday and the last Friday. And I'm going to explain how it will be done. So, on the Thursday, all small team leaders gonna do their closing. each team leader gonna go to the record books and say just a very simple sentence, 2 or 4 sentences about the whole month. So during this whole month, we took all trees down, for example, or the other team for games. During these 4 weeks, sorry, we did a total of 20 or 40 different games, something like that. Okay, you're gonna write, let's say 4 sentences. Yes, 4 sentences. Each team leader gonna write 4 sentences about their work. Okay, for the whole 4 weeks at home. All right, and the team leaders also gonna have meeting explaining, saying words to everyone. Okay, and after each team leader couple gonna have another couple that were their helpers, were present at their work during the 4 weeks. That's important. Someone as testimony, yes, they really did that. They really did 20 or 40 games. They really put all the trees down. They really did 20, 40, or 100 garden beds, whichever. Or they really did plant 40 or 100 fruit trees. Okay, so you need another couple there. Every team leader needs that, to be present every single time they're doing something. The other couple is there with them. Okay? Also, every team leader gonna have their proper work time. So, for example, they're planting fruit trees from 8 to 10 every day, or from 7 to 9 every day, or 4 hours every single day. Gonna have the hours, and the assistant couple need to be with them. Okay? All right. Every team leader daily gonna say 2 sentences about their work and sign, to be simple, okay? And at the end of the month, that I'm saying that Thursday at the end of the month, they're gonna put the total numbers of their work, so people don't have to be checking, it every single page. The team leader also, for pictures and for mini videos of each of these main areas, they're gonna use their own cell phones. And at this Thursday, they're also gonna say, we did a total of 200, 400 pictures. We did a total of 80 mini videos or something like that. On Friday, that's a very special day, will be also presentation with meetings, right? Presentation days, closing presentation days. So on that Friday will be already 10 couples for those 10 department directors. Not that are approved, because no one gonna be approved at this point, but the ones that were chosen to do this closing of those 4 weeks, and hopefully will be the best ones, that will already be the real ones for the following 10 years. But once they were not already approved by the universe, so that is just the best you can. So those chosen 10 couples will be one for each department, right? And that already have good points. So during these 4 weeks, somehow everybody that is interested for those positions, they will be bringing everything they have, and will be talking among themselves. See, everyone, you got your health. Everyone show their health. Oh, you got, and someone gonna get a regular paper and do checkpoints. Okay? All right. Study. Everyone does have someone in a couple with masters or PhD. Who has masters? Who has PhD? Put the points. The yes form. Oh, who has the most points? Write it down. Okay? All right. So you get the community gonna choose the best 10 according to what I'm saying, not because of voting. No, it's because the reality they are bringing to this picnic table, this meeting, okay? That other residents are also authorized to come and check what they're doing. So that meeting, let's say, would be on last Monday of the month from 2 to 4. Okay, I think let's Monday and Tuesday of the month from 2 to 4. Already decided. You're gonna have at the location that you already having most of your meetings, whichever is your reality. All right, why we are having 2 days, the Monday and the Tuesday? Because on Monday you start, do the best you can, and on Tuesday you're gonna check, only check, right? Make sure you know the best of the best. So for example, you have 20 or 40 couples that are applying. You know, it's okay, they can come to that Monday meeting. But then on Tuesday will be only the ones checking the documentation, only of the ones that got the best. Okay? Follow the instruction that we already have on the website if we already have. If we don't have, follow the instructions of this video I'm recording here right now. Okay, my friends, we're really doing great. All right, so I already explained for the last Monday and Tuesday of the month for the 10 department directors, and I already explained the information for the last Thursday and Friday of the month, the real closing time. So the last Friday of these 4 weeks will be presentation from these 10 department directors. Okay, these 10 department directors. And they're gonna give a total information, maybe 5 minutes or so for each, right? For each of their, let's give 10 minutes, yeah. Yeah, I think, sorry, each department director couple approved will be doing a presentation of all teams related to their department in 20 minutes. Yeah, I think it's more reasonable. 20 minutes for each one. And you're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning of that Friday. Okay? In a shaded area. Complete everyone along the morning. And people are going to be signing the after the 10 department director couples. All adults, only adults, married adults, gonna sign after those 10 couples. The records book. That will be the first monthly meeting. The 10 department directors, let's start focusing on 80 adults. I think that's reasonable because 80 adults, you might have a total of 100, 120 people, including the children. So I think that's reasonable. But for the apartments or for homes, that might vary because some people live in rural areas, some people live in sky risers. So just do the best you can for that time. Follow the instructions, details for this amount of families according to their reality. Follow instructions from the website, okay? All right, my friends. So let's get ready. Okay, my friends, so for everyone, for the universities, for these people at home during the 4 weeks, everything you're purchasing, keep your receipts. They're already part and already glue them at your records book. Okay, so all the garden items purchased, all the materials for trimming trees, all seeds, everything that is for this work or the organization work, already glue the receipts with white glue. Do not use stick glue because they are not sustainable, not good, and with time they might just get out. Use proper white glue, okay? You're gonna glue them in a reasonable order. How that will be done? By department. So department number 1, there's no receipt. Or you can say, yes, we purchased 100 meters of organic white fabric for the flags. Okay, the Clean Water and Peace department. Department of United Countries. Nothing, right? Because you're just doing the community work or the university or cleaning up churches. So nothing. Department of Gardens, right? Or edible gardens and biodiversity. Oh yes, there's gonna be a lot. The seeds, the fruit trees you bought ahead, everything. Be ready. Buy the most as possible ahead of time. The mulch, the tools you need, all the details. All right, so go in order from department 1 until the 10. If there's not, none. If there's something, use it. All residential communities, and for the office items, paper or printer, anything that you buy for the documentation, also put on the department of documentation, okay? Every residential community need a clubhouse and need an office. This office need to have one computer and one printer. So keep from someone those two things there ready, right? For you to print your pictures, anything else that's needed. Why is that? Because you need to print the pictures during those 4 weeks already and glue them at your records book. Afterwards, we're going to say how long every community can have one computer and one printer. Probably they are not going to have internet, but that's not your main need. Your main need is just to print the pictures, okay? And during these 4 weeks, probably we're going to do the best we can for everyone to have the new internet service available for everyone as soon as possible. If it's over their phone, such as phone provider, piece provider, or if it's for the community itself, such as by the clubhouse, but we're going to do the best we can for everyone to have access to internet so they can study at home and use their own cell phones, okay? Okay, for your houses, the same. Keep all your receipts from that moment on. Previous receipt, keep them for now because in case they're needed. As we asked before, such as from your own home, I think up to 4 months or so, regular receipts, right, for important things. But if you purchase a refrigerator or that is approved, or machines or chainsaw or anything else that is needed and approved to have, keep that receipt because they have warranty, okay? So keep those receipts. If it's a community, keep it the community records book. If it's for your own home, keep it at your own home records book. So here's another improvement. Every residential community need to have the records book properly printed, the numbers from 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, whichever the pages need to be printed and not handwritten. For your home, if you don't have money, then it's okay to have a regular notebook with lines that you can write your own numbers on the top. At the end of these 4 weeks, all residential communities and all families gonna be scanning their records book to the Peace app according to instructions that will be given. This is afterwards, right? Afterwards, that last Friday of monthly meeting. All right, so remember that those 10 department couples approved by their own community might have changes afterwards because what they really need is to apply the universe. The universe is going to check their paperwork and then going to see if they really are the best, right? And also might have some changes according to how the residential community will be divided. So on that Friday that you have those 10 department directors leading that the monthly meeting, right? The 4 weeks monthly meeting. So instead of just writing 10 department directors, you're going to put the name of the community, right? Monthly meeting off. You're going to write 4 weeks department directors. That's their name, their title, okay? So it's not provisory because it's already done. So it's the 4 weeks you put between in quotes. 4 weeks, 10 department director. I think that's the best, okay? All right, and they will be in charge of giving this, gonna have a special day for them to give afterwards the records book and show everything around to the new ones or to themselves, right? Gonna have a special day for that afterwards, when they will already be approved by the university 2 weeks and 4 meetings. Okay, here I have an improvement for the universities. The universities, when they will be doing, remember I said many times 2 weeks with 4 meetings, we're not doing that anymore because there's too many sites that are going to be closed, even the ones that are authorized to reopen, such as schools, restaurants. Okay, so we're going to do like that. It will be 1 week with 4 meetings. Okay, everyone needs to be on site 7 o'clock. The ones that are applying gonna apply ahead of time. Remember, they have time to apply ahead and following instructions from the organization website. Okay, and they apply a week before until Friday. Okay, because the university need to be processing them up and have at least 10 couples for each community. The residential communities have priority, and schools, educational sites, have priority. Educational sites have priority because the residential communities just had a lot of planting, 4 weeks working, and that's fine. Okay, so the main priority is for them to do all 4 types of educational sites first. After that, it can be first come, first serve. Restaurants, a few nature events, a few residential communities, whichever people are applying and ready with all their documentation, okay? As soon as 10 sign, and then the university can send an email to these 10 couples for that location that they will have their presentations and receive their votes on the following week. For the first few weeks, everyone needs to have 2 couples for each position. Why is that? For them to really study and really work for it, right? Be really presentable, have good speech about their presentation, about the department they're applying for, right? So we need 2 couples for each position. Okay, after these 4 weeks, then it's okay, can be only 1 couple. For 8 weeks, I think 8 weeks, let's do 8 weeks. So let me clarify. For the first 8 weeks of doing, receiving documents and having these 4 meetings, 1 week and 4 meetings, every site of all types for these new owners, they're going to be the new owners, imagine, very special, needs to have 2 couples for each department. And the best one with really most points gonna be the one assuming the position. So all the applying couples need to turn in their documentation till Thursday of each week, because the Friday the university staff can check any details that they still have to look, right? And then make sure they really have 20 couples applying for those positions so they can invite everyone and people can come. And also the guests, right? That's going to be giving them votes during their speech. So I think the best would be to have the meetings in the morning, that people are not sweaty and have their lunch together, because it's important for them to be communicate with each other, and also for the university couples in charge, and also the people that are going to be giving votes to them, to see how they are, how they act, right? To see they're motivated, enthusiastic, but also respectful, so they are checking them up, right? Yes, they have to come every afternoon, okay, every afternoon, to plant gardens. I guess that's mostly because university is going to have a lot of needs for fruits, for veggies, for everything. So they're going to be working in the afternoon, and then they get sweaty. They can change clothes. Yes, they can. They bring a small, very small bag and change, put shorts or a t-shirt. All right, so need to be a collared shirt. Can be older, but need to be a collared shirt. So everyone is properly dressed and cover their hip properly, solid collars, and tennis shoes. Cannot be flip-flops, cannot be social shoes or anything. Needs to be tennis shoes, okay? For people to really work, get things done in the afternoon until 4 o'clock. So there's no meetings on Friday afternoon. I mean, garden work on Friday afternoon, because they already know who is the winners, but they can have a meeting just for 1 or 2 hours with their basics about the site that they're going. That will be also monitored by university people in charge, right? They were already approved. Friday morning they were already approved, right? So what happens? In the afternoon they're gonna have this first meeting, let's say 2 hours. So what they're gonna talk? They're gonna talk about the property, basic things for the remodeling. If the university already have the plan for remodeling, of course they already have decided what that unit will be, and probably they have the basic idea of the remodeling, but not the details, such as school. They don't know if going to be 200, 400 students, because that's going to take more time, right? Some people still moving around. But anyways, on that Friday, those 10 couples will have proper meeting, 2 hours meeting, okay? No more, no less. All right, I think that's great. What else they gonna talk? An estimate time for opening, and that will be already set by the organization, how long they will take to do the remodeling needed, the garden work that we already start on the following week, okay? Just very basic things, because they also gonna have 2 days meeting, the first Monday and the first Tuesday morning, gonna be meetings, okay? So those 10 department directors, they are not going to study those first 2 days, right? Because those that work in the morning and those that work in the afternoon at that new commercial site, right? Because they're all going to be business commercial sites, not commercial, sorry, business sites, schools or restaurants, which all of them will be commercial sites. All right, so they will have these 2 first meetings that they're gonna have it records at the university records book, just with the basics, right? And someone, at least 2 different couples, gonna be there to complete the university records book for each site, okay? All right, so if they approved on that Friday, let's say 4 or 8 different sets, different groups of new owners, right? The department directors. So they also need place and at least 2 different university couples to be present at each of these meetings. 4 or 8 or 10, okay? 10 is too much. 4 or 8. 4, 6 or 8. 4 or 8. All right? All right. So they can write their information in a regular piece of paper. That's going to be just a very basic sentence for each group of those 10 department directors, and then pass it to the university. So from 4 to 6 p.m., they are going to start, writing down in one records book all the companies. So let's say 5 minutes for each of those groups should be plenty, right? Write their basics, where they're applying to, and they're gonna sign first, last name, sign first, last name of all these 10 people, right? So they will have a connection, that they already start and already have their first meeting. That's different than the approved document. The approved document gonna be soon after 11 o'clock. The two couples in charge of saying those were approved, and then write them down. Those were approved, write them down. Have the signature underneath their writing names. Those were approved for this site. Name, address. Those were approved for this site. Name, address, and of course, signature of everyone. Name and signature of all the 10 department directors, okay? All right, so from 4 to 6 is different. It's already information about their first meeting, okay? And it should be, let's say, up to 20 sentences for each of these 10 department directors. I think that's plenty, about 20 sentences, the most important 20 sentences, okay? So they won't stay there until night. By 6 o'clock should be done. Every team should have about 5 minutes. I think will be plenty. And at 6 o'clock, everything should be completed, and the university staff will already be closing their doors at 6 o'clock. Okay, so the food for those lunches will be purchased ahead, and the families before the 4 weeks need to be purchased ahead, right? And as the days will be going, they will be already harvesting sprouts from their own university to eat those lunches, all right? If they need, they're gonna purchase some food from a farmer, from someone that can bring, or just eat sprouts, planted or from jars. Simple lunches, that's it. And they can offer with something cooked, right? 2 things can be cooked, rice and beans, or beans and whichever they have at the university. The university can have a lot of beans purchased ahead. They can have eggs for the first few weeks. They can have chicken, and with time they can purchase more items, right? But then we'll be already with the peace points. So plan ahead, get organized, plant, and have also a lot of seeds that to sprout on soil, the garden beds, and also seeds that you're gonna plant in jars, right? Or trays, sprout trays, okay? So that's important. For families that will be registering before, couples that will be registering before the 4 weeks, they will already make a donation. Whichever you think it's according to what's your region, right? For those lunches. So it will be 5 lunches, right? And the couples that can, they pay a bit more to cover for others that don't have much income. So you already, everyone that will be already signing in, they already make a donation, okay? So the university will already purchase ahead. 2 weeks ahead, or as soon as they know, already purchase big bags of rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas, or different beans, right? that is easy to be stored and be used for the first few weeks, because remember, supermarkets are not going to open anymore after those 4 weeks. Okay, so pay attention. Do really get organized and start planting food, because every family gonna be consuming, but also planting new food for the following comers, right? And the sprouts planted in trays or in jars can be kept in a refrigerator on Saturday and Sunday. And they're gonna be doing over and over. Depend the type of the sprouts, usually about 4 or 5 days, they're ready to be consumed. They rinse, ready on the 5th day to eat, right? So Saturday and Sunday, keep them in the refrigerator. That will be fine. They will last for sure. For the ones that were already harvested, the ones that do not need rinsing anymore. And no one gonna be there Saturday or Sunday to rinse the sprouts. So you have to plan ahead, right? So if you planting them in jars, start on Monday, rinse every day, harvest them on Friday to eat on a Friday, right? If that's possible, or to eat on a Monday, keep on a weekend on a refrigerator, or just do trays, because then they don't need rinsing. Put enough water on Friday. They're gonna be a little dry on Monday, but that's okay. They won't die. Okay, the sprouts won't die. Will be good to consume, to be consumed. All right, here's an improvement. We are going to do 2 weeks with 4 meetings. I'm gonna explain how. So you're gonna have a group of those 20 couples, right? Monday and Tuesday of the first week, Monday and Tuesday of the second week. I think that will be the best. And you have another set of 20 couples, the Wednesday and Thursday of the first week, and Wednesday and Thursday of the second week. Why is that? Because the university people and also the people that are going to be voting for them have more time to check their emails, right, their documents that they have scanned, right? They're not going just to see the presentation. They're going to check all these details. The university couples, at least 2 couples for each group of those 20 people, and also people are going to be voting for them. Okay, so that is really good. Okay, so the schedule will be the same: morning presentations, lunch together, afternoon garden work. All right, it's just that gonna be 2 separate teams. One is Monday and Tuesday of those 2 weeks, and the other one is Wednesday and Thursday of these 2 weeks. The Friday is just approval, right? Get the points. The person will present the total points for each and tell their names, and gonna be for both teams, all right? For the Monday and Tuesday team, and also for the Wednesday and Thursday team, they are going to be announced who is the winners on that Friday. And in the afternoon, they have the meetings, their first meeting, basic meeting, right, of 2 hours. So they just spread around at the grassy area or at the cafeteria, give one table to each, whichever is the most appropriate, okay? In the afternoon of the Friday, they are being approved. It's important for each person to get the 2 fingers, the indicator and the middle finger, and print in blue, okay, beside their signature, because on one line gonna be their name, on the other line gonna be their signature, right? So every person gonna have about 2 lines to do their simple, called simple fingerprint. jump one line for space, and then comes the spouse. And you keep going all this way. Start always with the husband, and then jump one line, and then you do the wife. And then the next, department 2, the same. Department 3, the same. Department 4, the same, okay? I think this pattern, it will be really good. In front of all signatures, they need the 4 documents of their own, the last 4 numbers of their country document. Oh, sorry. In this case, they're going to need their all complete numbers, not just the last 4, because those are very important positions, okay? Okay, for couples, the first few weeks that do not have their peace country number yet, they're going to use their previous regular country number, okay? So gonna be the whole number, and you're gonna write the name of your country, right? And the number. So for example, United States, they're gonna put 2S, Social Security, and just 1 N and a dot for the number, okay? Or just put the country name. Sorry, don't put Social Security, just put the country name and the whole number. Afterwards, when the numbers, the piece numbers, gonna already start being issued, they have to put only, they're gonna put both of them, the old number and the new number, in case it's needed. All right? Okay, thank you. This is just for the university records, right? The university records book. Thank you. Another improvement is for each residential community, they cannot use notebooks, regular notebooks, and number them themselves with their handwriting. They need to purchase a proper records book, okay? So someone on that community need to have money and purchase 2 or 4 books, whichever is needed, according to the number of people that live on that neighborhood, such as gated community or open community, whichever you have. They have to purchase before the 4 weeks at home. If by any chance the residential community has most of, really poor people, they don't have much money, go to one of the big schools or one of the university and ask for 2 or 4, whichever you think you're gonna need. But you need those printed records book ahead of time, before the 4 weeks at home starts, okay? All right, so those are the updates for now, and get ready, my friends. I have 2 quick updates. The food for the university offered to those families gonna be very simple. 1 or 2 cooked items, 1 or 2 simple salads, because the objective is just to give some food. It's not to give a whole bunch of detail, fancy, okay? Be objective so you don't spend much time cooking those items, preparing those items, okay? So you can do rice and beans, or a casserole with 2 or 4 items, no more than 4. If you do 2 cooked items, you do 2 salads. If you do 1 cooked item, you do 1 salad. Try to be reasonable, right, with the things. It's not to do these fancy things. No, it's to be simple, objective, because the main thing is to focus and give attention to people, not to be cooking the whole morning, right? They're going to prepare the food up 1 hour. From 11 to 12, it's time to prepare food. 12 o'clock, serve the food. 1 o'clock, done. If it's too many people, do 2 or 4 different meals, okay? And they have to be ready 2 o'clock for the garden work. Or they can start at 1 and leave earlier. 4 hours afternoon of garden work. And games. Garden work with games, because we have to do different things for us to see how the families are with their own family, with other people, right? As I said, they have to be enthusiastic and polite and respectful, but also knowledgeable about their department they're applying for and so on. So if you can also do a veggie casserole with rice. Do the best you can. If you can already purchase brown rice, right? Just be reasonable also with the amount of money you have, okay? And to be simple and objective. You can also do rice and eggs. That's plenty, right? A source of protein, done. If it's beans, you also have to plan ahead, leave overnight soaked. Do not soak beans from Friday to Monday because that's going to be too long. It's not good. If you're soaking, you can rinse, keep on a refrigerator, then it's okay, but not soaked, okay? And then Monday you already have beans that were already pre-soaked, but you keep it on a refrigerator. If your refrigerator is really good, can keep well for 2 days there. For the residential communities, I think the best is for each family to have their own meals at home. Yes, that's decided. Each family gonna eat at their own homes, okay? It's decided. If a family does not have enough food for those 4 weeks, because sprouts everyone gonna make. It's mandatory for the communities to already purchase sprouts to plant on land, because the first week or so, first 2 weeks, everyone gonna have plenty of salad greens for the first weeks and veggies, hard veggies for the second week. It's very easy to purchase ahead. Celeries, beets, radishes, all those things, carrots, gonna last for 2, 3, even 4 weeks. The basic, right? The hard veggies. Many of them, if they are washed well, dry well, they can last for a long time. If any family does not have enough, they have to manifest themselves on that Monday and Tuesday. Already say something, okay? Already have to say something. That they might not have enough of dry food because they cannot eat only veggies that they're planting. Maybe they just move, or maybe they didn't have time to purchase, or they didn't have money, right? So that's okay. They have to say something on that Monday or Tuesday for the person in charge of that team. Gonna be one couple in charge of let's call a social assistant for family meals during the 4 weeks. So one of the couples get that position and ask on Monday before the meetings start, and ask on Tuesday again 2 o'clock before the meetings start, or in the morning, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. The person can ask, does anyone here think they need food assistance? So they're gonna talk. They're gonna be having an idea how much they can plant and harvest and share with everyone for the greens, right? The sprouts they're gonna plant. So every family gonna have an idea if they're gonna need some dry food such as rice, beans, what they can share. Okay? All right, doing great. All the families also need to purchase ahead all the school uniforms they already can. School educational sites for adults as well attending adult education or university need to have their uniform, colored shirts in solid color, and pants, jeans or jeans shorts. Sorry, jeans pants or jeans shorts, okay? Make sure everyone will have their hip area covered, boys or girls of any age, all right? So we are not going to use dresses in skirts anymore. Even they were previous uniforms approved, you're not using that anymore. It will be shorts or pants. Pants will be used for winter months. They can use, but if they are in summer, already purchase a lot of shorts, long shorts, right? By the knee, okay? And we're gonna give you details about the PE clothes afterwards and according to age group. Focus on having the regular clothes first. Also, when everyone will be after the 4 weeks you'll be going to schools, already look online, already try to have an idea which one's going to open, which ones you're going to bring for the first 4 or 8 weeks, why the new ones are being remodeled, and so on. Look every other day. Look online. Check your phone for that information about your own area, okay? So you're sure where your children, teens, gonna go to school. Okay, I guess now we got all the updates we needed, right, about these subjects. Thank you for your cooperation. Get ready. The other update to receive a sibling at home, it's only an extreme necessity, because if you're ready, plan ahead, you're gonna have a house for them at your same residential community. Get organized, get a house for them, right? In extreme condition, yes, because it's better them to stay at your house than on the street, right? But very, very important, okay, to already apply and get a house for them. Remember, you can apply for every house that's for sale or it's for rent. And afterwards, all the details with points going to be decided for those houses that were for sale or for rent, to see if they can afford, right, with previous money before the 4 weeks, the organization launching day, or afterwards with peace points, okay? Sorry, not peace points, previous yes forms, yes points, right? Those points, because people are gonna have also their homes. So make sure because maybe you have wonderful yes points and maybe the siblings, the parents, grandparents do not have that. Okay, so pay attention on these details, all right? And try to find a residential community that's reasonable for everyone, or that you can purchase all houses, you with them together, right, for you to live at the same residential community, because that's mandatory, or all of you go to a intermediate residential community that all of you can apply for rentals, right, that are available, something like that. But you need to plan ahead one way or another, because that's mandatory anyways, for families to live together in the same residential community for these first 10 years. Siblings can live in another residential communities, but for parents, right, it's up to them to live with the other sibling or with yourself, for example. But they cannot live in another county. That's important. They need to be reasonable. If they live in the same county, siblings can live in the same county. It's okay in a different residential community. All right, plan ahead, get organized. Remember, grandparents are not living by themselves in a third type of community. They have to live with you, married couple, or with a sibling, married couple. Your sibling married couple. They cannot live by themselves in another third or fourth different residential community. They have to be with one of their own married sons and daughters or son daughters-in-law.